One of my favorite exercises is the balance wheel of life. The balance wheel of life, which is right below this video, will actually give you a score of where are you from a physical perspective, personal perspective, spirituality, fun, joy, intimate relationships, all these things. You're going to rank it from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And then we also want you to rank whether it is important to you, right? So what's the level of importance to you? And give it 5 stars if it's super important to you, and 1 star if it's not. Once you complete the exercise, what you'll see is a graph or a diagram that shows you how are you doing in relation to what's important to you and where are you in terms of living out, right, these important areas in your life. And what it does for me personally, when I look at this in a visual way, is I ask myself, am I living in alignment with this area of my life? And if it's missing, then what's 1 or 2 steps I can take to make sure that I feel more secure or more joyful in that specific area? So I want you to go through this. And then after you're done, in the areas where it's the highest, I want you to reflect on what are you doing in those areas that are helping to contribute to why this is such a high number for you. And then I want you to look at the areas where you ranked it as high importance, but your scale in terms of putting it into action are lower. And I want you to write down 1 to 2 things that you can do this week to help you fill that cup. Okay. So I'll say that again. I want you to look at the areas that have high importance, but where you have low action on them. And I want you to think of 1 to 2 areas or 2 things that you can do to help move that needle a little bit higher and make sure that you're feeling a higher vibration and a higher involvement in those core areas. Let me give you an example. So, for me, for example, let's say physical environment is something that could be important to me. It might rank really high. I want to make sure that I'm in a space that is helping me be creative, that feels clean and at peace, and that doesn't feel right chaotic at the same time. And for me, what I need to do then is, let's say I'm ranking that as a 3. I've got a small child who leaves messes everywhere, and it's important for me to have inner peace, which means that I need to have outer peace. So, 1 or 2 things I could do after I get off this call, what I could do is I could go and clean up the living room a little bit. Take me 5 minutes to do, and I'm going to feel way better after I do it versus walking by it and letting it leave me feeling anxious. It's a tiny example, right? But I think it's those mundane things that impact us the most. And so for you, what are those areas where you are ranking high importance, but you're feeling a little low on that you can take 1 or 2 steps this week, today, that's going to make a big impact for you?